Hey everybody, Don here again, and welcome back to Ragged Edge Lure Works. Well, like I say at the beginning of most of my videos, all my videos, today we're going to do something a little bit different. And it's going to be in two different arenas. Number one, I'm going to paint this deep diver, which in my mind is much more of a walleye style lure than a bass lure. This thing supposedly dives down 25 to 30 feet. You can tell by that bill, I'm sure it does. But that's not the only thing I'm going to do different. Besides painting a walleye bait instead of a typical bass bait, I'm also going to use some color shift paints for the first time. So hang out. Let me show you what I want to do. All right. Well, I'm going to throw caution to the wind here. And even though this is the first time I've ever tried to use any of these iridescent paints, color shift paints, I'm going to paint all three of these at once. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover them in pearl white. Once I get a good coat of white on them, I'm going to wrap them up in this mesh. And then the bottoms are going to be this green flash. What do they call this? A yellow-green flash. Very much like a chartreuse. And then the tops are going to be this bluish purple flash. And we'll see what they look like. But like everything I'm doing on this channel, this is a first for me. So hang out and let's get to painting. All right, what I'm going to do is start off with this pearl white. This bottle's just about empty, so I'm going to hit it extra heavy with the reducer because I'm sure it's a little thick. And that's the end of it. Like my friend Chris turned me on to, especially pearlized paints. Definitely need to be reduced. That looks like just about the right consistency, so let's see what happens here. All right. Pearl white. All right, well, I just opened up this iridescent acrylic paint. This is from ArtMe, and this stuff is thick. Holy smokes. I think this is going to have to be reduced, and I'm going to reduce it outside of the gun just because it is so darn thick looking. I mean, look at this stuff. Ooh, oh, it's like paste. I don't know if 4011 reducer is going to be compatible, but we'll find out. Look at that. Holy moly. Probably should have done a little research on this to see what the scoop is with it, because it is clumpy. Here goes nothing. Pouring it in the gun. Let's see. All right, well, it sprays. Oh, shoot, what am I doing? I just totally forgot I wanted to put this mesh on there. All right, here we go. All right, seems to be flowing okay. Set that over there. Pull out number 2. All right, let's heat set that. All right, so I just put these scales on the bottom half of that. Let's See what it looks like. Yeah, you can hardly even see that that scale pattern there. That pearl white and this iridescent green, yellowish green, just doesn't make much of a distinction. That's all right. All right, let's see if the next one is any darker. Yeah, really can't really see those scales hardly at all, but that's all right. I'm not going to be too worried about it. So, all an experiment. We learn something new every time we paint a lure. All right, so I was just going to paint the top blue, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this stencil. And I'm going to give that thing some bars, and then I'm going to top it in blue. Yeah, why not? All right, so these things, you can see they have a plug in them, and, you know, to help seal them up. And man, they are some thick paints. But cut them down and they seem to paint pretty good. They seem to spray pretty good once you get them mixed up good. But man, that is some kind of thick and lumpy. Too thick. Now I see this iridescent. Now these are supposed to be color shifting paints. So, okay, we'll see what they look like. The iridescent almost looks like it's got kind of like some of the glitter that I put on some of my baits when I'm putting on the epoxy. Let's see what happens. All right. Get this bait kind of in position. I need more hands than I have. All right. Put it in the gun. Yeah, you can see that. It's almost like sparkle built right into it. Set. Without blowing everything around. It's pretty light. I don't know. All right, got that off without smearing it at all. That's what I intended on doing. It was just coming down the back. lot lighter color than I was thinking it was going to be. I'm going to play with that just a little bit more. I'm going to put a little bit more of that around the head, kind of like I would with a darker color. So those stripes are much lighter than I anticipated, but I think once I get these dried, I'll put that stencil back over there and give them a second coat. Because once you get a heavier coat on there, looks pretty good. I may have thinned them out too much. All right, well, this is kind of a fail. This is not at all what I was anticipating when I bought these things, and they're claimed to be color shift paints. I guess maybe the light shifts the color a little bit, but it's really not what I was thinking. I tried putting down pearl and then put that mesh on, and you can't even see those scales. So from that aspect, too light of a color over another really light color. I don't know. Are these things going to catch fish? I don't know. I've got a couple little errors on them. You can see here I've got a little bit of a smear I couldn't quite get off. But I don't know. Is this a deep diver that's going to catch a walleye? We'll see. I'm debating now, do I put some sparkle on these things to, liven them up even more, or what? I don't know. Let's see the third one. I was able to go back. Oh, see, that one's got all kinds of blemishes on it. I might put sparkle on these just for the heck of it. Maybe some blue sparkle. But I was able to put the thing back over, the stencil back over it and darken it up some, but not really impressed with this effort. But hey, the good, the bad, and the ugly is what you're going to see on this channel. So let's put some eyeballs on these things and, yeah, get them clear coated. All right, well, got the epoxy just about mixed up, and I have decided that I'm going to throw some of this Laser Royal Blue glitter in here. Now, it may obliterate whatever the iridescent look on this stuff is supposed to be, but I'm also trying to cover up some little splatters. So sometimes things just don't go as planned, and so you just try to make do the best you can. Let's see. And probably just a little bit more than that. Whoop, well, not that much. Oh well. This has been a fail from start to finish. Oh well. Live and learn. All right, well, here you have it, the finished product. And I mean, there was just like one little calamity after another. And initially I thought this was just a total fail, but upon looking at this, I'm not too disappointed with the way these came out. You can barely see the scale pattern in there, and that's just because I used too light of a paint under too light of a paint. But the thing is, the color shifting on these is really not at all what I was anticipating. There are called iridescent acrylic paints, but they were labeled under color shifting. And if you look at that, there's really not much color shifting. So is it a fail? No, it's just all part of the learning curve on trying to figure out how to paint lures with an airbrush, and expand, expand the way we do it. So yeah, not a fail, but definitely, definitely a learning curve. Hey, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Peace.